make it through to the playoffs this season in what is their first season in the Basketball Champions League. Well, no such concerns for Murcia, who of course finished third in last season's competition. They will be guaranteed top spot, regardless of what happens elsewhere, if they can get the win here today. One of 4 games to be played in this group. All 4 of them will be played today as well. We already have one result with a victory for Banvit over Citigas Avellino. It has been an outstanding start to the Basketball Champions League season for Murcia. They have already secured their playoff spot, as I mentioned, one of 2 teams who have already done that, with their Banvit also guaranteed a place in the next phase. They've just confirmed that a little bit more with the victory. Avellino not quite there just yet. This is game 12 for Murcia. 2 weeks of the regular season remaining, and they have been outstanding, a 10-1 record. To take on the Polish side, who have won 4 of their 11 in what is their first Basketball Champions League season. They've won 2 away from home and 2 at home. For Murcia, it is just 1 defeat from the opening 11 games, after they beat Charleroi in qualifying to make it to the regular season. Their only defeat came away from home against Ludwigsburg, so they'll be looking to keep up their 100% record. But this is the Anwil side that they are up against this evening. Kamil Leszczynski, the 29-year-old, a key player for the visiting side. He has been one of the more creative players in this Polish outfit, with an average of 8.7 assists. Chase Simon, the 29-year-old American, also a key player for them. He's played in all 11 games so far, averaging 13.3 points. Murcia have relied quite heavily on Soko, the 27-year-old Brit, small forward who's played 8 games so far, averaging 12.5 points and 6.8 rebounds. Marcos Delia, the Italian, as well, another important player in this Spanish side, having played 8 games, averaging 9 points and 5.6 rebounds. And Milton Doyle, who was the key man in the victory over Avellino last week, averaging 11.7 points and 4.6 rebounds, as well as 3.4 assists. Those 3 will be hugely important to Murcia this evening, as they look to make it 11 wins out of 12 in the regular season and continue their winning streak of 5 straight victories in this competition. Now, it is game day 12 here at the Palacio de los Deportes. The regular season coming to a close. Just 3 game days remaining, including this one, of course. Murcia have only home games to come in the regular season. Ludwigsburg and Banvit will visit here over the next couple of weeks. Anwil have just 1 home game remaining, which is against Banvit next week. They play Le Mans away from home on the final game day. And realistically, they need to win all 3 remaining games to stand a chance of progressing to the next phase. Anything less will probably not be enough for the Polish side. They're currently 5th, or they started today in 5th place in the group, just outside those top 4 places that, of course, you need in order to progress to the next phase. 4-7 record from their opening 11 games, so 1 victory less than Nizhny Novgorod, who currently occupy 4th place, and they will be in action a little bit later today. Same record as Ventspils and Le Mans. Ludwigsburg coming into this 12th game day with a 3-8 record, not eliminated yet, but they certainly will have to win their last 3 games and hope that that'll be enough. We shall have to wait and see how they get on, and indeed whether Anwil can pull off the 3 wins that they are likely to need to finish in the top 4. Murcia and Banvit already through. Avellino more than likely to join them, although another defeat today has put them under a little bit of pressure. No such concerns for Murcia. They can just concentrate on improving what has been an excellent record in this season's Basketball Champions League. They kind of stumbled through the regular season 12 months ago, finished the group phase with a 7-7 record. They then went on to beat the defending champions, Iberostar Tenerife, in the first playoff round, then Pinacar in the quarterfinals. They lost to AEK, the eventual champions, of course, in the semis, and then beat Ludwigsburg in the third place playoff to claim third place in their Basketball Champions League debut. Playoff place guaranteed at least, and they will be one of the more feared sides, you would imagine, given their record so far in the regular season, 10-1. Is up there with the best records in this competition. In fact, it is the best record in the competition this season. Niko Milicic knows that the team his side faced today have lost fewer games than anyone else in the regular season. All the other teams have lost at least twice so far. And Javier Juarez's team with just that one defeat to Ludwigsburg, the only blemish on a near-perfect record. They did have to come through qualifying. They played one round of qualifying before the regular season against the Belgians, Charleroi. They did actually lose the second leg by 4 points, but they've done enough away from home in the first to ensure that they progressed to the regular season for a second year in a row. And while there is no pressure on them tonight, they will expect to do the business once again. They won pretty comfortably in the reverse fixture back in November, 87-68 in Poland. It's a fairly straightforward victory. And I feel the visiting team will have to produce their very best if they are to get a result tonight. There's Chase Simon, the American. He's played all 11 games for Anwil this season, averaging over 13 points. It's certainly one of the players that's going to be called upon. As we have a look at the refereeing team, Lorenzo Baldini, Petr Hrusa, and Kristaps Konstantinovs of Latvia making up the refereeing team this evening. Game day 12 in the Basketball Champions League, just 2 weeks away from the end of the regular season, when we will have the full playoff picture. It's been an excellent season so far. Here is the Anwil starting five. Chase Simon is in there. Markovic, Leshinsky, Sobin and Michalak making up the starting five for Anwil. All of those players have made valuable contributions over the last few weeks. And this is arguably their biggest test of the season so far. They have spent a little over 15.5 minutes leading in games this season. On average, Murcia averaging almost half an hour. Soko, Mitrovic, Rojas, Booker and Doyle making up the starting five. Ovi Soko has been outstanding in the 8 games that he's played. 6.8 rebounds per game, 12.5 points per game. And included from the start, unsurprisingly, here today. Javier Juarez, the 49-year-old, will be demanding that those standards are maintained. They have set the bar pretty high so far, and they have a perfect record at home in the regular season. As I say, the last team to beat Murcia here in Spain was Charleroi in qualifying in the second leg. They beat them by 4 points. They needed to overturn a 9-point deficit from the first leg, so it wasn't enough, and obviously they missed out, and Murcia were able to take their place in the regular season once again. We're nearly ready to get underway here. One of 3 remaining home games for Murcia. They will want to finish the regular season with a flourish. Have an outstanding recent record. They've won 14 of their last 16 Basketball Champions League games. Almost unstoppable. Can Anwil pull off a shock tonight? They need the win. The officials just making sure that everything is in order. We can get underway in just a moment. Anwil in the blue, Murcia in the white. Game day 12 action from the Basketball Champions League is about to get underway. And straight away, Murcia establishing the possession. They'll look to make the big impact early on. They set their stall out. Some points on the board. Soko missing out on that occasion though, and Anwil looking for the early break and an early three-point opportunity. Missed though by Lashinsky. And the response is a good one. Oh, what a play! That is what Soko can do. Soko getting on to the pass from Booker. Putting it away with style. Good response though from Anwil. Hitting straight back through Michalak. And there's Mitrovic now for Murcia. Doyle. Booker into the corner. Soko coming inside, look for the handoff. He's got it back again, and Soko looking to finish. But the rebound is claimed by Nikola Markovic for Anwil. The hook shot is a good one from Markovic. Anwil take the lead for the first time in the game. Booker. Twisting and turning. And Soko for the three. Drains it. That'll be Soko. Giving his team a one-point lead. First three-pointer of the night. 2 minutes into the opening quarter. And good response again from the Poles, who are more than matching their opponents in these early stages. Sobin on the scoreboard for the first time. Here's Booker for Murcia. Three-point attempt, it's another good one. Sadiel Rojas. And that is 2 threes in a row for Murcia. Both teams are 3 from 4 from the field so far. The difference being that Murcia have hit a couple of threes early on to open up a 2-point advantage. Here's Markovic now, going all the way, rejected. And there's the foul drawn by Josip Sobin. And we'll go to the line for a couple of free throws here. Milton Doyle with his first foul. Taking away these free throws. A poor first throw from Sobin. Well, 2 missed free throws, a real missed opportunity for the Poles there. Oh, what a pass from Soko! And thrown down by Mitrovic. Little behind the back pass from Soko. He's made a good start. And foul drawn again here. Another trip to the line. Rojas protesting his innocence. Michalak. Get 3 free throws here. He's made the first 2. It's nicely done by Michalak. 5 points for him. 3 out of 3 from the foul line there. And Anwil back to within 1. Fairly positive start from the Polish side, but Rojas here going for his second 3. Might get another opportunity. Out to Booker. Booker goes for the 3 this time, and Booker drains it. Askia Booker. He was actually just on the line there, so it was a 2 for Booker. 3-point lead now for Anwil to try and undo. Rojas claims the rebound. Here is Booker again. It's a nice turn. Just handed it off to Rojas, who finished so well. He's got 5 points now, and 5 points is the difference between the two teams as well. Michalak. Markovic, now Sobin, out to Markovic, who misses. Simon with the rebound. Sobin again. He's looking for the pass to Leszczynski. Sobin. Oh, he's just failed to make that one count. And this is where Anwil have to try and keep their discipline. And not allow Murcia to start to run away with things here. It's a foul being called against Markovic this time. That's nicely done. Murcia continue to extend their advantage. Booker has now doubled his tally, giving his side a 7-point lead. 16-9, just over halfway through this first quarter. It's Markovic. Well, spun around a couple of times before finishing. Vital there for Anwil to get some points on the board. Into double digits, down by 5. Pass was intended for Rojas, didn't quite reach him. Soko. Misses this time. Sobin does well. Prevented Rojas from stealing it away from him. And that's beautifully done by Markovic. Just floated inside. Rojas. Pass to Soko, and there's the dunk. Ove Soko 7 points already. Showing how valuable he can be as Lashinsky looks to respond and does so with a really important 3. As Anwil close the gap again to just 2 points. Lashinsky off the mark. There'll be another foul here. Markovic, the man who's been penalised. Second foul of the game. And changes coming here for both teams. Just over 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Booker. And chance from the corner for a 3-point attempt, which is missed, and Soko's there, and Soko draws the foul. Brad Ullison, Emmanuel Kate have just come on. Sobin, who was penalised there for the foul. Radoncic is also brought on by Murcia here in place of Rojas. Soko making just one of those free throws though, so it's 19-16, 3-point lead for the group leaders. Long 3 attempted by Simon, no good. Get another attempt here, Chase Simon. Zizkowski gives it to Lashinsky. Now Sobin, that's nicely done. Josip Sobin. Some good footwork there to open up the space. Here is Booker. 1-point game at the moment. Booker tries to hand it off, and Emmanuel Kate drawing the foul. The Romanian. Shevchik has just come on now for Anwil. Try and mix things up a little bit here in the closing stages of the first quarter. Soko out to Booker. It's Kate, the Romanian, spins nicely and draws the foul. And it'll be 2 free throws for him. Shevchik. It's the man penalised. Pavel Shevchik. His first foul of the game. 36-year-old. Veteran forward. Oh, free throws missed there by Murcia once again. Haven't been quite as clinical with those free throws as they would have liked, and it's allowed Anwil to stay in touch. And Simon goes for the long 2, which would give Anwil the lead. He's missed it. Soko keeps it alive. Soko again. Olesen. Booker. Finds the gap, gets the pass out. It's nicely done by Booker. The 3-point attempt is missed though by Radoncic. And the decision has gone against Murcia here. Emmanuel Kate penalised for a foul. And Chase Simon. Mihailovic. Shevchik goes for the three and gets it. Well, Shevchik opens his account for the night in style and gives Anwil a 2-point lead. How long can they hold it as Booker comes forward and misses the two? Good claim by Kate. And the bounce pass into Olesen, who lays it up and in. Good work from Brad Olesen. Ties the game. Just over a minute left in the first quarter here. 21 points apiece. Both teams have started well. Doncic. Frustrating turnover from Anvil's point of view. Travelling from Zishkovsky a few moments ago, but Murcia now with the turnover. Broussard. A little over half a minute remaining in this first quarter. Tied 21. As Anwil look for a way forward. It's a little unfortunate there from Zishkovsky, couldn't quite get it to go, so Murcia might have the final say here in this quarter. Just a couple of seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And they'll run it down as much as possible here. Booker calling the shots. And here he goes, nice pass into Kate, out it comes for a three-point attempt, which is no good. But it's in on the buzzer from Kate. How did he make that one go? Great way to end the quarter for Murcia, a little bit of a boost. Emmanuel Kate just got his fingertips on this one. And it took an age to drop, but when it did, it gave Murcia the lead right on the buzzer. At the end of this first quarter, 23-21. Really good contest here in Group A, as the group leaders edge in front at the end of the first period. Well, a pretty good start from the group leaders. Murcia taking an early lead, but the response from Anwil has been excellent. It was only right at the buzzer where they fell behind again, and only by a couple of points. So very much in contention here at this early stage. Good solid all-round display from the Poles. Can they keep it up? Can they keep with a team that has been so impressive in this group over the course of the regular season so far? 10 wins and just the one defeat in the regular season. Can Anwil maintain this level? Can they stay with Murcia and give themselves a chance of what looked on paper to be an unlikely victory? They can keep this up. And if they can pull off a shock win here, certainly boost their prospects of making it through to the next phase. Trail by 2 at the moment. Good claim by Manuel Cate. Scored those 2 points somehow right at the end of that first quarter. Urtasun. He draws the foul. I think actually it's foul that's been called against Shevchik. It's there, I think. Shevchik on Cate. There's Urtasun. Trying to move it quickly. Cate's there again. This time it won't go. They can keep the pressure up here though, Murcia. Mihailovic this time. He's been penalised, a couple of early fouls. He's just a little clumsy. Went to try and steal the ball. A nice bounce pass to Sun, puts it up and in off the glass. It's nicely done. Urtasun opening his account for the night, opening up a 4-point lead for Murcia. Into the corner, 3-point attempt, no good. Good claim. It's Mihailovic. A driving run. And Anwil do eventually finish it off. Put away by Kostrevski. First points of this second quarter for the Poles. Down by 2. Olesen. This is the 3-point attempt. And it's claimed by Shevchik. Broussard. Mihailovic. Oh, what a pass through the legs, and then Shevchik just couldn't hold it. It's a brilliant piece of improvisation from Mihailovic. Just didn't quite come off with the pass. Another foul's been called. Shevchik, 3 fouls to his name already. Radoncic. Murcia have been penalised here. Cate. That's the guilty man. Mihailovic. Broussard, well, was that a block? It's an excellent bit of defensive work, and Murcia unable to punish Anwil on that occasion. Mihailovic, oh, floats it in beautifully. Great block by Cate, but this time Mihailovic gets the job done, ties the game. .25 points apiece. Anwil doing a good job of frustrating the hosts at the moment. Kate. He's penalised again, another offensive foul. He's had an eventful time on court. Anwil Kate. 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. A couple of fouls. Still tied at 25 here. Murcia adding just 2 points to their tally since the start of the second quarter. Subbing here, using his strength to drive in. It's come to nothing for Anwil. Here's Olesen, bounce pass and finished. Not quite by Rudez, looking for his first point of the evening. Foul called here. Frustrating passage of play this for the hosts. Olesen with his second foul. Three-point attempt is missed. Subin was trying to claim it. Final touch there was off Luka Mitrovic. And timeout is called with Anwil leading. With Anwil level, I should say, edging the second quarter, but level overall at 25-25.
Clear. He play one-on-one. If he is visual, we continue with you. Good back screen. Your good back screen. Now, we go with here. Kostek, Vlado, wait here. Visual. And here is Aaron and Yossi. Yossi, go in front of him, so occupy 5 men. Zizou, set the good back screen. And you, they're gonna switch.
So level here. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half. Some solid performance in the second quarter so far from Anwil. And now they've taken the lead through Kostrevski. (27-25). Murcia just haven't been able to find their rhythm in this second quarter so far. Doyle goes for the three. That's what he can do. So important in their win over Avellino last week. Milton Doyle with 15 points, and he's got his first of the evening here to put Murcia back in front by 1. Mihailovic looking to respond, misses his 2. Disappointed with that one. A clear look at it. Missed opportunity there though for Murcia to extend their lead. Boussard, Sobin. And there is another foul. First foul of the game for Rudez. Here's Sobin. The take on Soko. What a finish that is. The hook shot finish from Josip Sobin. 6 points for him. And Anwil back in front by 1. A little over halfway through the second quarter here. Tight game at the moment. Well contested between these two. Huge, huge game for Anwil. They look to keep their hopes alive. Rojas drawing the foul there. Couldn't quite make it a three-point play, but he's going to get a couple of free throws. Makes the first. Makes the second as well. Murcia back in front. The lead changing hands with regularity. These two matching each other blow for blow at the moment. Michalak. Now Kostrevski manages to get the shot away. It's not quite followed in, and Soko claims the rebound. Rojas. Soko. The shot goes in. Urtasun doubles his tally. Murcia opening up a three-point lead for the first time in a while. Michalak denied, and the break is on here. And nicely tidied up by Sobin. Again turned over. Anwil unable to make anything of that. Urtasun has it once more, goes for the three, makes the three, and now Murcia will be a little bit happier with the way the scoreboard is looking. They doubled their advantage with that three-pointer from Urtasun. 6 points the difference now, 35-29 as the timeout is called.
But we cannot expect nothing better. We have to play through fouls. Doesn't matter they're refereeing bad. Let's go, first play. Hey, first play. We go, 1 down, 3 men. You start here, Costa. But when Nikola gets the ball, when he gets the ball, then screen can open up. Make a fake and go.
Stand over the top of them. Set the screen so that they can play. You got it. Why should you play something home?
And Murcia will be a little bit happier with the way things stand at the moment. Anwil have just fallen a little behind here, 6 points down. Been very competitive, they've kept it tight. The next 3 minutes at the end of this second quarter are going to be absolutely vital to the Poles. Make sure they don't fall further behind. Give Murcia too much of a cushion going into the second half. It is another turnover, and here is Soko. Can they stop him? No, they can't. Into double digits, Soko. 8-point lead. 10 points for the Londoner. Biggest lead of the game so far. Michalak missing the free throw. Missing the second as well. It could be so costly. These missed opportunities. There's Booker. Murcia looking to turn the screw here. Booker goes for the three and gets it. Outstanding from Askia Booker. 7 points for him, his first three of the night. And it's an 11-point lead. Anwil are starting to miss their opportunities. Murcia can punish them for that. Oh, Booker's found a way through, floats it up, can't get it to go. Soko did brilliantly to claim it and then draws the foul. And he can add to his personal tally here. It's an excellent game so far. Continues to impress here. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 11 points. And they make that 12 points. 2 from 2 from the line for Soko. Markovic. And this is a 3-point attempt. Anwil just can't seem to get any points on the board at the moment. Soko penalised this time. Well, they just can't seem to get any points on the board. Two missed free throws again from Anwil. And it has been turned over. Here's Utasun. The bounce pass and the finish is from Mitrovic, who increases the lead. Murcia running away with it here now, up by 15. It's been a damaging few minutes for Anwil. Poles are really struggling now to settle into their rhythm. They were looking really well-oiled and well-drilled earlier on. They just lost their way a bit. And that is the danger when you lose your way against a team that are top of the group and have only been beaten once in the regular season. And here is Booker, who's been such a key man, as has the player following up there, Soko, with another 2. What a night he's having so far, 14 points. It's a 17-point lead for Murcia. Michalak has drawn another foul, but he's got to start making them count. Three from 9 from the foul line so far, Anwil. Sobin, none from 4. Michalak now 3 from 6. He's missed his last 3. Finally get a point. It ends an 18-point streak for Murcia, who went 29-28 down. And Anwil then Conceded 11 points as Soko goes again and makes another 2. They can't stop him. 16 points in the first half here for Soko. 27-year-old's having time of his life out there on court at the moment. Just can't miss. Here's Simon. Another missed opportunity there for Anwil. We just aren't hitting anything at the moment. Here's Booker, hands it off. This will be another easy 2. The assist from Booker. And the finish from Ertasun, who moves on to 9 points. And just a few seconds remaining here in the first half. Very satisfactory first half from Murcia's point of view. Had a narrow 2-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And currently 20 points up. Here's Michalak. One last chance, goes for the 3. And that pretty much sums up the second quarter for Anwil. Just 9 points registered in that 10-minute period. Murcia have extended their 2-point lead to a 20-point lead. Soko leading the way with a fine performance in that first half. One of many fine performances from the home players. Soko with 16 points leading the way as Murcia lead by 50 points to 30 at the halfway stage on game day 12 in the Basketball Champions League. Plenty for the Polish side to ponder in the half-time interval. Just been dominated in the closing stages, really, of the second quarter. They got themselves into a decent position at one stage, 29-28 up. Since then, it's been all one-way traffic. Soko, 5 rebounds, 16 points. Booker with 6 assists in that first half. Excellent performance from him. He's got 7 points as well. And for Anwil, well, for their bright start, they have faded quite significantly. Michalak and Sobin and Markovic all scoring 6 points each in that first half. Things looked reasonably good at the end of the first quarter. Not so good at the end of the second. Soko leading the way for Murcia as they look for an 11th win in the regular season. The first half belongs to the Spanish side and the group leaders in Group A. They will be expecting to complete the job in the second half. 20 points clear at the interval. We'll be back in a few minutes with that second half coming up. Murcia leading Anwil by 50 points to 30.
Tercera falta personal, 23. Simon Sprint. Tenemos cambio, vuelve a la pista, es el sobre.
Well, welcome back to Murcia on game day 12 in the Basketball Champions League. The Group A leaders, UCAM Murcia, currently in control against Anwil of Poland. They lead by 20 points at the halfway stage, 50 points to 30. Having trailed 29-28 at one point in the second quarter, before it all completely unravelled for the Polish side. And the Group A leaders looking for their 11th win in 12 regular season games this season. Took complete control and are now dominating proceedings here, and will expect to get the job done and maintain what has been really quite an excellent campaign so far. They already know they are into the playoffs, into the last 16. They made certain of that just last week, and it's been pretty clear that they were going to do that for some time, but it was always good to have it confirmed, and they've played with a certain amount of freedom tonight. Anwil started pretty well, and they really stayed with the hosts up until that certain point midway through the second quarter, when things started to unravel and Murcia just turned the screw and really were ruthless. Led by Soki. Anwil will have to come up with something pretty special in this second half. Now to turn this deficit around. Scored just 9 points in the second quarter compared to 27 of their opponents. Murcia edging in front run at the end of the first quarter. The start of the second quarter was good for Anwil. First few minutes went to plan. They took the lead. Since going 29-28 up, it has been one-way traffic. They went on an 18-point streak. The home side. Soko there is top scored so far. 16 points for him in that first half. No one else yet in double digits. 9 points for Alex Utusan. 9 points for him. And Soko leading the way in rebounds as well as point scoring. 16 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple of assists as well. Really good performance from him. Mention as well for Askia Booker, 7 points and 6 assists from Murcia's number 31 in the first half. So both of those players will be looking to improve those impressive numbers. Soko there. He'll fancy his chances of a double-double here, no doubt. And here is Booker going for the three early on to try and increase what is already a fairly sizable lead here. And the foul is called. Anwil will get the chance to register the first points. In this second half. Nikola Markovic from the foul line. And he does make the second. 7 points for Markovic, top scorer for Anwil. And there might be more points on the board here, and more points for Nikola Markovic. Soko is penalised here for a foul. 3 fouls for him. This is Laczynski. He gets it back from Michalak. Simon. Michalak again. Markovic. The referees just consulting with each other there before making the call. Decision which has gone Murcia's way. I do feel as though the only thing that could damage Murcia's chances in this game would be complacency at this stage. They switch off a little bit in the second half, and Anwil could punish them. They've shown they are capable of doing that. Milton Doyle's drawn the foul. It's his turn to go to the line. Makes the first. And makes the second as well. And Milton Doyle. Getting a couple of points to his tally. 19-point lead for Murcia. Sobin. Simon. Gets the pass out to Michalak, goes for the three. It's just a little short. Eventually claimed by Sadiel Rojas. Simon penalised for a foul there. His third foul of the game. There's Booker. Just nice hands there, floats it up, and in it goes. 9 points for him now. He's having a good game. Mihailovic. Simon. Foul drawn. Soko again, it's his fourth foul of the game. Might just damage his chances of getting really big numbers tonight. He's now in foul trouble. And it's still early stages of the third quarter, so we might not see quite as much of him as perhaps we would like. Started so well, but a few too many fouls. Might just limit his contribution in this second half. Missed first free throw for Markovic. And they missed the second as well, just not hitting them regularly enough. Visiting side, so wasteful from the foul line. 5 from 15, 10 points effectively they've given up. It's Rojas with a foul this time. Markovic. Laczynski. Simon. Goes for the two. And doesn't get it. Kate claims the rebound and draws the foul. Booker. Doyle for three. Not this time. Michalak has it again. The three-point attempt is good. Much needed from Markovic, who moves into double digits. And Anwil have reduced the deficit to 18. Loose ball here as Murcia look for a way through. Kate does really well to claim that. And Booker unable to pick out a pass. Just a little untidy. Leshinsky. Oh, and that's, well, did everything right there, Michalak. It just wouldn't go for him in the end. Booker hands it off, and Kato's there to finish. They were looking for the foul, but got the points anyway. There's Leshinsky. Measures up the three, and that just keeps Anwil ticking along. It's a 17-point difference now. So Anwil have at least been able to eat into that rather big deficit they found themselves up against at half-time. Machinsky is looking for Sobin. The decision has gone the way of Anwil here. Murcia not happy with the call, but a timeout has been called now, 56-39. Well, Anwil have made some inroads into that 20-point deficit in this third quarter so far. Reduced the gap by 3, which is not a huge amount, but it's some progress there for those Polish fans. They made the journey to watch their team. Michalak, second attempt, is successful. And some signs of life here from the Poles as Rojas draws the foul. Shevchik penalised this time. Protesting his innocence. It's his 4th foul of the game. It's a good claim by Mihailovic. Just 1 from 2 made that time from Rojas. 8 from 12 from the foul line for Murcia in this game. And they've not quite been at it in this third quarter so far. Here's Michalak again. Oh, beautifully done. It's 10 points for Michalak. Suddenly the gap is only 14. Still a fairly sizable lead, but really promising Really good response in this third quarter from Anwil so far. Murcia haven't quite been at it. And we could be getting a little closer here. The foul is drawn. There'll be 2 shots from the foul line. This is where Anwil have been a little off their game. Missed a lot of opportunities from free throws. Michalak will get the chance here to try and improve that particular record. As it stands 5 from 15 from the free throw line. There was the foul. An unsportsmanlike foul for Rojas as well. Michalak this time a little more successful from the free throw line. He's made 5 from 9 now. Another missed opportunity. 6 from 17 overall for Anwil. Not quite good enough, but they've reduced the gap to 13 points. Just over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The next 4 minutes are going to be huge for the Polish side. A huge three-pointer attempted there, not quite good enough. It really would have. Given the visiting side a huge lift. It was an ambitious attempt. Again, Murcia not really finding their feet in this third quarter. They've only added 7 points to the scoreboard. And the offensive foul called again, this time against Damian Rudez. His second foul of the game. And here's Mihailovic for Anwil. Shinsky. And the shot goes up and it's in. Three-pointer to make it a 10-point game. Szyszkowski, his first points of the evening with that 3 now. Can they close the gap even more here? Markovic gets it. He's driving through. And now all of a sudden it's an 8-point game. Just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Doyle. Rudez. Sun draws the foul. Szyszkowski, what it was penalised. Sun making the first of his free throws. And makes the second as well. It's a 10-point game. And if you'd offered this situation to Anwil at half-time, they probably would have taken it. Halved the deficit in the 7.5 minutes since the start of the third quarter. A missed opportunity there to make it an 8-point game again. Here is Doyle. Olesen. Artesun. Doyle. Oh, what a finish that is. Milton Doyle. Such a good game last week, and now Mihailovic looking to respond here with a 3-point attempt. And that is a foul. It'll be 2 free throws here for the Polish side. Kostrevski drawing the foul. It's Brad Olesen. He was penalised. 3 fouls for him. And a few players now just have to be a little bit careful. Murcia have only 1 player on 4 fouls. That's Ovi Soko, who's been on the bench for much of this third quarter after picking up a couple of early fouls since half-time. Rojas, Olesen and Kate all on 3 fouls. Shevchik for Anwil, the only one on 4. Simon on 3 for Anwil. They trail by 10 again. Kostrevski making both of those free throws, improving their record overall from the foul line there, Anwil. Rudez. Artesun and stolen. Now maybe an opportunity. Zishkovsky finds Kostrevski. Well, some of another foul. And protesting his innocence. It's his 4th foul of the game. Kostrevski, who hasn't missed from the foul line yet. Nine-point game, 3-point attempt. And would have made it a 6-point deficit. And really would have perked up everybody's interest in the closing stages here. There's Doyle. And the 2-point attempt missed, and the rebound easily claimed by Kostrevski. Broussard. A bounce pass, and it's just come to nothing in the end. Shevchik couldn't pick out his man. Into the final minute of the third quarter here, Rudez. Doyle. Artesun floats it in. Restores the double-digit advantage for Murcia, up by 11. Kostrevski, Broussard. Three-point attempt, no good. And Artesun comes away with it. It's enough time here for Murcia to strike another blow. Artesun for 3, no good. And a few seconds here for Anwil. Can they make this a single-digit difference at the end of the third? Well, no is the answer. Less than half a second on the clock. Squandered possession. Frustrating for Anwil. And Doyle will just have to launch one here. Always unlikely to make that shot, but that is the end of the third quarter. And it's been a brave fight back from Anwil so far. They've reduced the deficit by 9. They currently trail by 11 going into the final period. Murcia leading 63-52. Well, overall it was a pretty decent third quarter from Anwil. Reduced the gap by 9, but they've given them, or they had given themselves so much to do at half-time. But they're still in with a chance. They did reduce it to a single-digit deficit at one stage in that third quarter. Got to within 9 points on a couple of occasions. If they can make a bright start to the fourth here, you just never know. Here's Mihailovic. And goes for the three. It's no good. Broussard claims it. And still trying to find a way through. No joy on that occasion for Kostrevski. Radoncic, Doyle, Radoncic, Doyle again. Steps back for the long two and turns into a pass. Mitrovic to finish there. Just puts a little bit of difference, a little bit of daylight between Murcia and Anwil. Ease any potential late nerves. Foul drawn here for a couple of free throws coming up. Mitrovic penalised. Zizkowski from the foul line. Makes both free throws there. Jarosław Zizkowski to make it 11 between the two teams yet again. Zizkowski gets away well from Mitrovic. Zizkowski, and it's going to drop in. Just about made it in the end there, Kostrevski. A little scrappy. But ultimately the desired outcome for Anwil. Back to within 11. Back to within 9, I should say. 65-56. Berterson, no way through, gets the shot away, misses, and the Poles have it again here. And it's been turned over, and Radoncic will throw it down. A double-digit lead restored again. Missed opportunity there because Anwil had the chance to go down the other end of the court and make it maybe a 7-point game. They are still in this. Huge amount of work to do against the group leaders. Fourth foul of the game for Kate. Broussard has it here for Anwil. It's back again from Kostrevski. Broussard tried to go for the three. Almost turned over again there by the Poles, but here is Ertasun who draws the foul from Sobin. Utterson. Oh, nice passing here. Mitrovic out to Doyle for the three. Gets it. And now Murcia start to pull away again. Another double-digit score from Doyle. 15 points last week. He's got 10 now tonight. A little more low-key his performance, but the numbers he's producing could be vital. 10 points, 1 rebound for him so far. Soko back on court, incidentally. 16 points and 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Picked up a couple of fouls early in the third quarter, so we saw a little less of him than perhaps we would have anticipated. And getting him out again here to try and help close this game out for the group leaders. Didn't quite work out that time. Bounced off the knees of Milton Doyle. Still 6 minutes left. Foul drawn by Kostrevski. Fourth foul for Rojas. Michalak. Three-point attempt, no good. And the follow doesn't go. Sobin has it. And he couldn't find a way to make it stick either. Mitrovic eventually claiming the rebound. And Utterson has been penalised here. And a timeout called. Murcia up by 14, 70 points to 56.
Hey, nobody pressure on point guard. Lay him the fuck out. Lay him out on the screen.
Rebote en defensa. Rebote. We can run. If no, play. If the last second, 30. O puño especial and play clear. Okay? Come on. Vamos. You go. Perfect. You screen ball over here. And Neil, you setting the back screen. This is Costa. This is Costa. You pass the ball. You screen like this, and Neil set the back screen for and you clear the ball. Yeah.
Broussard. And Broussard. The offensive foul. It's frustrating for Anwil. Three-point attempt from Doyle is missed. It just hasn't been quite as effective. Anwil's game plan in this fourth quarter is always going to be difficult. I just felt that Murcia might just up their game a little bit, try and ensure that they didn't have an uncomfortable end to this game. Leading by 14 at the moment. Things are starting to work out in Murcia's favour here, closing in. And yet another win would be the 11th out of 12 in this regular season. Three-point attempt goes up, no good. A spin from Sobin, that doesn't go either. Anwil all of a sudden just seem to have lost their ability to make those shots that were dropping pretty comfortably in the third quarter. And they were able to really make a game of this. Doyle for three, gets it. Milton Doyle with yet another three-pointer, his third of the night. And they've edged further and further ahead, up to 17 points clear now. And Doyle had all the time in the world to set his sights on that one. Made no mistake at all. Timeout has been called once again. It's 73-56.
Set the screen, go out. We are walking. If you cannot play, tell me. Go first play, please 12, but in speed, Aaron. Set the screen. This is not the passing handoff. This is pick and pop. Pass, go handoff, two-man pass, play screen, and just sprint, slip. If they switch that.
There's still a fair amount of time left here. It's a long way back at the moment for Anwil. And beaten fairly comfortably by Murcia in the reverse fixture, 87-68. 19-point win on that occasion. They trail by 17 at the moment. Broussard goes for the long two. And those are the kind of shots that were dropping for Anwil in the third quarter. It's just not happening at the moment, but they have got a three. Broussard makes it this time. His first points of the evening. Restores a 14-point deficit here. As, well, Soko looked as though he was going to finish that off, and he's been denied. Great block. This was the three-pointer a few moments ago for Broussard, which cut the gap. Backcourt violation. Markovic, who blocked the shot from Soko just a few moments ago. Here it is again. Great block from Markovic. Big rejection. Backcourt violation now as gifted possession. Back to the Spanish side. Third foul from Markovic. 3 minutes 22 left in this final quarter. Murcia closing in on yet another win and a guaranteed first place finish in this group, which they were always likely to get. And that has just improved their prospects of the win here. Another two on the board. Michalak with the response, three-pointer. Michal Michalak with 14 points now, his first three of the night. It's now a 13-point game. Soko did well initially to avoid the backcourt violation, but Broussard looking to punish, and does for three. Timeout called as Anwil make it a 10-point game. Still fighting to the end here, the Poles. 75-65, Broussard here with the three.
We play next. Tres. We can play. 4, 32, okay? Balance. Balance. Y rebote.
We can play 4, 3, 32.
Vamos, va. You follow the rebound.
Well, Murcia still in a strong position. And you have to give credit to Anwil for the spirit they've shown in the second half. 20 points down at half-time. And they've battled through. Try and compete as best they can in this second half. And since the start of the second half, they've scored 35 points. 10 more, obviously, than their opponents. Half that deficit. They need to somehow try and make up a 10-point deficit in the final 2.5 minutes here, which seems like an impossible task against the side who have been almost unbeatable in the Basketball Champions League this season. Just one defeat away at Ludwigsburg, unbeaten at home in the regular season as Doyle misses and Markovic claims the rebound. His fifth of the game, 14 points. Nikola Markovic. Broussard has it here, 6 points for him. Less than 2 minutes to go. He's looking for a way through. And just lost control. Comes to nothing, fizzles out for Anwil. Ötersund. Soko. Looking for Mitrovic. Eventually, ball ends up in the hands of Nikola Markovic. Simon. Markovic takes on Soko and gets the two. Rojas. Ollison just trying to run down the clock as much as possible here. Murcia. A minute or so remaining. Mitrovic with the two. It's missed. It's come out to Artisun. A bit frustrated there. Anwil that they weren't able to win that rebound. Foul's been called now. Really, the difference in this game came in the second quarter, the second half of the second quarter. That's where Murcia ran away with it. Went from a point down to 20 points up in a fairly short space of time. Shinsky with a foul this time. 3 fouls in the game for him, and a chance for Mitrovic to increase his tally. 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 points so far for Luka Mitrovic. From 2 from Luka Mitrovic. And we have a timeout here. Into the final minute of the game. Murcia restore their double-digit lead, 77-67.
Start here. So I want this full sprint. We need quick 3. Chase. Nicola, Josip set the second screen for Chase. No, Nicola set the first screen here, Chase. You go in S. You sprint and go for this 3-point shot. After, hey, if there is no 3-point shot, listen, if there is no 3-point shot, Nicola after this, sprint up, and Josip, you step in. We want quick shot.
Well, 50-odd seconds remaining here. Murcia been so impressive this season in the Basketball Champions League. 3rd place in last season's competition. Could this be their year? Could become the 2nd team from Spain to win the Basketball Champions League. Of course, the first ever champions, Iberostar Tenerife, set the bar. And Mihalak there with his 3-pointer has cut the gap to 7. And there's maybe just a little bit of a glimpse of hope here. Chase Simon with a foul. Oterson making the first of the free throws. Alleviate a little bit of anxiety, if there is any, from Murcia. He has missed the second, and that's a rebound well claimed. Mitrovic now, Oterson happy just to run the clock down here. It's been turned over though, Markovic has it. Three-point shot goes up and it's missed, and Mitrovic take his time. Oterson. We are closing in now on the final moments, and the handshakes have started already, and it is yet another win for Murcia at home. They have been perfect here in the Basketball Champions League regular season. They've still got 2 home games to come, but they make it 11 wins out of 12. They secure top spot in the group, and they may have just finished off what little chance there was of Anwil making the playoffs as one of the top 4 teams in this group. 78-70. Murcia claim the win. And the Spanish team, they've been so impressive all season, did more than enough in the end. It was that second quarter that made all the difference. It was a tight opener, 23-21 at the end of the first. And at one stage in the second quarter, Anwil led by 29 points to 28, and then things changed completely. By the end of the second quarter, it was 50 points to 30. An excellent scoring run from Murcia, 18 points without reply. And they turned a 1-point deficit into a 20-point lead in the space of a few minutes, and that really set the tone for the rest of the game, although Anwil did well to make it an 8-point deficit by the end. They fought hard in the third and fourth quarter. Mihalak top scoring with 17 points, 16 points as well for Nikola Markovic. They really led the charge in the fight back. And those Polish fans go home a little disappointed, but probably pleased to see a little bit of spirit and fight from their team against what is a very, very good team at the top of this group. 78-70, Murcia march on with yet another victory. Well, we can reflect on what has been an excellent performance from the Group A leaders. Murcia with their 11th regular season victory. Nobody in this season's Basketball Champions League has won more games. They are the only team to have been beaten just once. Ludwigsburg, the only side to get the better of them. That was back on game day 6, and we will have a rematch of that clash next week, of course. Where Ludwigsburg are the visitors here. Both remaining games for Murcia will come at home. They finish the regular season with the visit of Banvit, who have also secured their place in the second stage, the playoffs of the Basketball Champions League this season, with their win over Avellino just confirming that. We can have a look at the group table at the moment. And there you can see this is what it means at the moment. Avellino down in third, Le Mans up to fourth, having got their 5th win. A level with Nizhny Novgorod and Ventspils, who also got their 5th win today. So Anwil down in 7th place with a 4-8 record with 2 games to go. They're going to have to win their next 2 games and really hope that things go their way, but chances are they are going to miss out on that top 4 spot. Another defeat, incidentally, for Ludwigsburg. After finishing 4th last season, it has been a real disappointment for them. But look at Murcia up at the top. Absolutely unparalleled, the success they've had in this group. Outstanding performance from the Spanish side. Well, we can have a little look at some of the key moments from this game. Lots of key performances from a number of players. Rojas putting in a good display. 10 points, 7 rebounds for him. 16 points for Obi Soko, did most of his damage in the first half. 14 points as well for Alex Utasun. And 5 rebounds on top of that as well. And Luka Mitrovic put in a good display. 8 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Didn't quite get his double-double, but he wasn't actually that far away from achieving that. In the second half, it wasn't as impressive from Murcia. You did feel as though they maybe stepped off the gas a little bit. They scored 50 points in the first half, just 28 points in the second. Anwil, by contrast, scoring 40 points in the second half, having scored just 30 in the first. So they turned it into a tighter looking game on paper, but really there was always such a big gap between the two teams. Murcia made it look reasonably comfortable all the way through. So you have to credit Anwil for the fact that they dug in, they kept fighting, they kept going, tried to turn it around. Even in the final couple of minutes, they still believed they might be able to snatch the win somehow. It just hasn't quite worked out that way. And they still only have 4 wins in the regular season. What is their first appearance in the Basketball Champions League? Fine performance from that man there. We should point him out, Nikola Markovic. Top scoring in the end, along with Mihalak, who actually had 1 more point than him. Mihalak was 17 points, Markovic was 16. Nobody else made double digits for Anwil in terms of scoring points. And in the end, the victory belongs to Murcia. They are top of the group, and they will stay there. They have consolidated that spot in the regular season, and they will be looking forward to the playoffs, but also looking to end the regular season with another couple of home wins, which are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Anwil defeated, Murcia win 78 points to 70.
Sin intercom.